Are you kidding me? The guy asked for something spooky.
Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something?
Like dick piercings?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
just kill some random dude.
His wishes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail. Unnecessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
When I go to Subway, I ask for a water glass, and I always fill it with Fresca because I'm a monster.
And on the other side of the table, Dr. Syintist.
No, don't shoot fire stick in space canoe.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, are you guys familiar with the cliche, it's a cliche because it's true? Well, that cliche about cliches being true has never been more true than right now with the cliche, the house always wins. Welcome to Plotty Time.
That's deep.
Yeah, I got lost.
Yeah. Everyone knows this is the plot. Actually, oh, guys, I went to a Brazilian steakhouse last night.
Nice.
And I'm still uncomfortable. It's been at least almost 24 hours now.
Did they have the pineapple with cinnamon on it?
No. The dessert, it was like a fried plantain.
Oh, those are always good.
They were pretty good. But I don't know if you guys have been to any Brazilian steakhouses before. But they got this thing, it's called cheesy bread. I think the literal translation is bread of cheese or something like that. Cheese of bread, whatever. And it's like a grilled cheese bite. It's like a fluffy dough on the outside, and then in the middle, straight up cheese. And I could have just eaten those for like forever.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's
Who would have
like a
thought
good time.
cheese and bread works out? Who would have thought?
the guys who made cheese and pretzels probably thought about it.
Probably.
And the people
We
who
also
like
had
grilled
some,
cheese sandwiches and
Some Parmesan pork.
Okay.
Parmesan crusted pork. It was fucking unbelievable. It was a great time. And then they had like this little cart going by selling cocktails. It was a good time. It was a real good time.
Great.
But-
Why don't you rub it in some more about some
Yeah.
good food you had?
good correction crevice you got there.
I thought you guys had good times too. I was just talking about my good time.
I don't want fucking good times.
Well, the Brazilian steakhouses, you just have like a little thing at your table, and you flip it one way or the other, either red or green. If it's green, the guys with these big meat skewers come over, like, you want some of this meat?
Yeah. I know.
And they
Those are
just
the
dump a bunch of meat.
shit.
Man, it was a lot of food. I am still fucking stuffed.
I'm
Anyway,
going to have to go to one now, you prick.
so that's what I did with my whole week. I guess we'll see what Dr. Syintist. What are you playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
Well, you know, I've watched some stuff, played some stuff. I finally finished season 3 of The Expanse.
Season 3. What are they on now? Like 5? Well, what'd you like? What'd you think of it?
It was pretty good. I don't know. It's the season that ends up with them like getting that transport to other places or whatever that they can explore.
Oh, the rings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast
I don't know
travel.
if I guess they had to do something to get bigger, but now it's just like every other sci-fi thing. It might as well be Mass Effect.
I guess.
Yeah, it's like what's very interesting about that season is they introduce the rings. People can pass through them. You could tell it's getting bigger, but then the season after that is very much smaller.
Oh.
Well, this isn't ruining it. It's just it stays with mainly a group of people in one place. Like it doesn't. It was a strange move because they opened it up to be this huge thing that they're going to go all over the universe, and then it's like, oh, but this whole season is in one place.
Well, I kind of assumed they were going to follow the Rocinante again or something, but whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's not really a spoiler. They follow the main characters of the show. Yes.
Yeah.
But they're not like gallivanting around the galaxy.
No, I assume they go one place or something.
But I liked that season, the one you're talking about and the one coming up. I haven't seen the newest one yet.
Yeah, I'm going to eventually watch them.
I think it's a great show. Really.
I also watched Archive 81.
I heard that was
What'd you
all right.
think?
I believe it's on Netflix. It's pretty good. It's kind of weird, which is in a good way, not a bad way.
Yeah, all I heard was that it was good. What is the story?
It's
Tell me a little
this
bit.
guy, and his job is like restoring old video and audio tapes and stuff. That's what he does for a living. And this like super rich guy who runs this huge company comes and hires him to restore some tapes they found in a fire.
Okay.
And he goes like, he puts him in this secluded place because it's supposed to be like super secret stuff, and he's not supposed to be able to release or talk to anybody about it. And he starts restoring them and watching the videos and then he gets caught up in what happened, trying to figure out what happened to the people and stuff there.
Okay. Is it like? I heard it was a podcast. Is it
No,
a fictional story or is it?
the main character's buddy has a podcast, but I don't know if that has anything really to do with if that's how maybe the show idea started or something. But it has like a supernatural podcast thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also watched Spider-Man again. Yeah, it was $3 at the Roxy. How was I not supposed to go?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
How many times is that?
3.
You spaz.
4.
I'm just waiting for it to go on streaming because I still have to watch. No, I watched Hawkeye. Did I talk about watching Hawkeye?
No.
Okay.
I'll
talk about it
maybe.
later.
But I mean, it's good. I mean, what can I say about it again?
I guess it's good. Yeah.
I also watched this movie called The Wave. Had Justin Long in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you?
Yeah.
It sounds so familiar. Is it new?
Couple years old.
Doesn't it have the guy from Scrubs in it too?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the surgeon.
Yes.
I can't think of his name in the show. But
Turk, yeah.
Turk
Turkleton.
Yeah, but he like Justin Long like does his drug and starts jumping back and forth through time. It's really weird.
It's pretty fun though.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. It's probably the best movie with Justin Long in it I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Oh, Waiting was pretty good. It was better than Waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
But yeah, he like he goes out with Turk and then wakes up the next morning and doesn't remember anything that happened, and he starts like randomly jumping back and forth through time and weird things happen.
Yeah.
Is it like a Groundhog Day situation?
No,
it's kind of like he gets in trouble and he has to figure out how to get out of it, and then
he doesn't know exactly why he's in trouble at first, and he
Yeah.
eventually figures out everything that happens.
he's just putting pieces together from the night.
Okay, gotcha.
It's fun. It's a good watch.
Yeah, and all I played this week was Axiom Verge 2.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, you played Axiom the first one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not as good as the first one, I don't think.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's good, but the first one was definitely harder. I mean, this one has its own difficulty slider, so you could probably make it harder, but it kind of gives you a compass off the bat that sort of tells you where you have to go.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Well, not really annoying.
Yeah. It makes it easier to play,
It's
but
so helpful.
I guess that's a good point. But it also is like you can avoid every boss except for like 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't have to fight any of them.
That's silly.
I mean, if you beat them, you get like skill points, but you don't. You can just walk around them if you really want.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's a Metroidvania. You should probably play the first one once, Poppascotch.
Yeah, it's like pixel art.
Yeah.
Ooh. What was it? Axiom Verge?
Axiom Verge.
Yeah. It's
Add
pretty
it
neat.
to the list.
Yeah, it's set in the same universe as the first one, but it's not a sequel to it or anything.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from the first one, really.
The only thing I really remember is the gun that like decodes the weird code walls and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And you could like hack enemies to attack other enemies.
Huh.
So you do remember.
So I don't remember a lot of games I played. It's wild.
That's all I did, Poppascotch. What did you do? What did you play, watch? Not what you eat. What did you do?
I already went over what I ate. The only two I talked about it, I believe, last week, but I watched we've been watching Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So we put down more of those episodes and more of Bored to Death.
Nice.
And Bored to Death is like halfway through the second season. It's starting to get really good.
It only had 2 seasons, right?
3, but they're only 8 episodes each, so it's like 24
felt
total
like 2.
episodes.
So it's like one episode,
Yeah.
one season of Supernatural.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're half-hour episodes, so it's even shorter than one
half a
season of
season.
Supernatural. Well, you 2 extra episodes. I'd say it's about close to 1 season of Supernatural. It's still great, and if you guys haven't watched that out there, if you think that Jason Schwartzman, Ted Danson, and Zach Galifianakis palling around together solving mysteries is a good time, you'll like the show.
Hell yeah.
Also watched a little-known indie film back from the 70s, The Exorcist.
Never heard of it.
The Exorcist. What?
Is it about like Jack LaLanne or?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's a
Oh, nice.
biopic of Jack LaLanne. There was actually, a lot of people don't know this, there was part of his career where he was possessed by a demon and a young lady.
Oh, I thought that was common knowledge.
Yeah, we got some younger fans out there.
That's true,
They may
that's
not
true.
be aware.
Is that the guy who does one-hand push-ups?
Yeah. It was the guy that
Jack
Jim
Palance.
Carrey spoofed when he did the old strong guy in
Oh, yeah.
In Living Color.
Oh, my God.
Pull that one out, huh?
That's classic.
Great poll, first of all. Yeah, he was like the first like fitness icon.
Yeah,
Like back when people were like, dude, I work out all the time. I smoke a pack of cigarettes with my steak every night.
And he made a power juicer eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like later in his career. Yeah, the power juicer. That's his legacy now.
Yep.
It's like the George Foreman
I was going to say, just like George Foreman. Loved grilling.
and the Mike Tyson headphones. They're not out yet, but
Beats
they'll
by
be out.
Tyson.
It's only 1 year.
And then I also watched new movie just came out, Nightmare Alley.
Ooh.
Is it about bowling?
That would have been a lot fucking better, I'll tell you that.
That wasn't good?
I really wanted to like it. Like, I really did. It wasn't at all what I thought it was. I thought it was done very well, and the acting was great, but it was real. Okay, so the story is Bradley Cooper did something horrible, which I won't get into content. Like, they don't really explain it too much or justify it or give you any backstory about what had happened. They just show you what happened. And it was something terrible. So then he's like a guy in the run. It's like 1938 or something like that, 1935.
All right, I'm digging
Like in
it.
that time of history. People could just disappear, right?
Yeah.
They move to another town and start
Best
a new
time
life.
to be a serial killer besides the Wild West.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He joins a carnival because he's like a traveling nomad.
Of course he does.
Has nothing else to do. It's either homeless or work at a carnival. So
Becomes
he
a
works
client.
this carnival. He makes friends with everybody. He's very personable. He's very nice, and he befriends and kind of like finds a mentor in the guy that does like the Jonathan Edwards type questions. You know what I mean?
Oh, the scam artist, you mean?
Yeah, like he's a scam artist. He's like a carny guy. But he doesn't do like they call him. I think they call him like spook shows or something,
Yeah.
where it's like
Just-
you don't go into like say you're talking to the dead of like someone's relative. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, don't do that. It always ends bad. We just do like leading questions, talking about like, good luck someone's gonna have, whatever. So anyway, he gets out of the carnival. He becomes very wealthy and successful doing this bullshit. And but it's like there's no question he's scamming people. Like it's not like, oh, maybe he has powers. He's always like doing extremely presumptive stuff. Like there's one scene where a woman, I think it was Cate Blanchett, has she's holding out a handbag and she's like, I think you're bullshit. What's in the handbag? And he's wearing a blindfold. He takes it off and he's like, what do you imply? Like, and he's like fake freaking out to like buy time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I could see it was heavy and your arm was bent. And then that means that whatever was in there was heavy. A woman like you, who's this presumptive, obviously goes out on their own. And if they go out on their own, they probably have a handgun and you like nice things. So it's a handgun, a nickel-plated handgun with an ivory handle. And that's what it was. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
That's garbage.
That's a little
Yeah.
too much, yeah.
But it was that kind of, like, he was so much more clever than everyone in the room. And by the end, I was just so fucking sick of him.
Kind of like Ace Ventura.
Almost exactly like Ace Ventura when he called that guy Captain Stubby
Yeah.
and asked for permission to come aboard. Same concept.
Perfect
Same
analogy.
concept. You guys always understand that. But it looked really pretty.
Yeah, he doesn't get us.
It wasn't great. They marketed it like they marketed Crimson Peak, how it was going to be like a horror movie.
Oh.
And it
Yeah.
wasn't that at all.
Yeah.
So
I hate when
at
they
all.
do that.
no recommendation?
I'd say no. I'd
right.
say if you want to watch something that's similar but a billion times better, watch The Prestige.
I was going to say, like The Prestige, okay.
The Prestige is way better. Even if I know what the ending is, I would watch The Prestige again for sure over this. So, yeah, that's all I really watched. I have been playing. I think I only got 2 platinums this week, so it was a pretty slow week.
You're a sad man.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's pathetic.
Well, like
right?
Inksplosion and...
No, I haven't finished Inksplosion yet. That fucking game aggravates me. It just aggravates me. Sometimes I can't play it. I'm not in the zone enough, and I look at too many things on screen.
It's not that hard.
I just can't get. Oh God,
It was
That's
actually
the
a
other
fun
thing.
game.
You have to get to 100,000 points.
I know. I platinumed Explosion.
All right, great.
you
don't have to brag
motherfucker.
about it. Jesus.
I got to like 92, 96, 94, like right in a row, and I'm like, fuck this game, and I walked away.
Nice.
I have to go back and get that, and I think I got like Super Destructoid DX or something. It's like a modern, updated version of like Galaga.
Do you even have fun playing these?
No, he doesn't.
I thought it was fun. I mean, it's fun enough for like a half hour, and that's how long it takes to get the platinum. And I'm like, all right, that was fun. All right, now I'm done.
Okay.
Out of the 31 games I platinumed this year, there's maybe only 2 or 3 that really sucked. Like that I really was not having fun with.
How many
at
did
all.
you actually play for more than 5 minutes?
I would say
20.
most of them. It took, the average was like a half hour to platinum most of them. There was only a handful that were like 15, 20 minutes. And those were like story-driven ones. I just kept slamming the X button until I got it.
He loved playing that.
Those speed running.
I mean, I wasn't even playing it. I was looking at the other TV watching something
Yeah.
and just slamming the X button on my controller.
Yeah, but I'm sure he threw those in the category games he kind of liked playing.
No, there were some good ones in there. Like a lot of them were like throwback old school side scrollers or beat 'em ups or gun games or whatever. And they like, to get the platinum, you only have to beat like level 2. So you can keep playing or you can just stop. And most of them I just stopped.
Yeah, games I love playing.
Yeah, you got to get the platinum and you don't even have to beat the game. Come the fuck on.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's good to pad some stats.
Who needs them?
I'm going to get $1,000 and take a week off of work and just...
I'm a man of
Poppascotch.
integrity.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, so I got Super Destronaut. Super Destronaut DX2. I got that twice because there's a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5 version.
Wow.
Is that one of them you can just load your save on it and it gives you all the trophies right away?
No, you have to actually do it, but the whole thing only takes like maybe an hour if you're really bad at it.
Yeah, you said you played Deathloop last week, right?
Yes.
Worth $35 while it's on sale?
I thought about it, but then I thought, nah.
20, right?
20 for sure.
Okay.
30. If you got nothing else going on, yeah, I'd say 30.
Yeah, that's my thought. I've got enough games. I don't need another.
Yeah.
Definitely not like 60, 70. Like, yeah. If you've got other games you're playing, just wait. I think I did pay $35 for it because it was on like a Black Friday sale or something, but I don't regret that at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Off topic, what were the PlayStation Plus games for February?
I'll tell you one when we get to my section.
Oh, okay. All right,
Ooh,
never mind.
okay. Okay. Other than that, I played some NBA 2K22. Getting better at it, having a little fun with that.
Nice.
Again, I think same thing with every sports game I play, where I play it a little bit longer than maybe I should because you can play it without the sound off and not really miss anything.
Yeah. Because
So
it
those
just
are
gets
always
repetitive with the... Do they still get repetitive with the announcers, even in this day and age?
Boom shakalaka.
I mean, short answer, yeah. Because
He's
to get a
heating
lot
up.
of these trophies, you're playing 100, 200 games.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
okay.
going to repeat at some point.
Eventually, they're going to run out of dialogue. Unless they should just make AI dialogue, but that would be even
I mean,
hilarious.
both-
That's got to come up with
That
good
would
ones.
be great. He has pick and rolled baskets. What did I say the other day? I was dunking baskets and plopping threes. And the wife's like, "That's not a fucking basketball term." Like, what do you know? But yeah, that's all I played. How about you, Sir Chump Slap? What are you playing, doing? What's going on with you?
Well, I played a little Castlevania Shadow... Lord of the Shadows?
Oh, the first one?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The first, couple levels, it just pushes you through. It's just dialogue, screen,
Yeah.
and then the only thing you get to play is, this little fucking... It's almost like a mini games over and over again. But I don't know if I'm going to finish it.
It's a pretty good game.
Got to, level 2, and there's, shit you have to come back and get later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very Metroidvania,
Not really, but
Yeah, of course. Of course.
it's more God of
Yeah, I
War
know.
like.
Oh, it's very God of War, yeah. But, I mean, it's okay. But I also played Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, which is a PS Plus game this month.
That's easily the best DLC ever made.
It's a standalone.
Oh, you can play it without Borderlands 2?
Yeah.
Oh, they changed a little bit of it. I should download it again then.
Yeah, might as well. It's all new trophies and shit. You guys can fucking platinum that.
Can you use your character from Borderlands 2?
No, you start over. You just start with a rank like 106 classes or whatever.
So you can pick the siren and
You can pick a siren.
do you start at not level 1?
Yeah, level 0, 1, whatever.
Oh, I thought maybe they'd let you jump ahead like they did at the other DLCs.
No, I think it resets It's just like a standalone, so it resets badass points and all that shit. So I'm reloading really slowly and it's pissing me off.
Perfect.
But I mean, it's a Borderlands game. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, and that's a good DLC.
Yeah, I've never played it before. You guys played the shit out of it, but you might as well get it. It's free right now for PS4.
I'm gonna go home and download it.
Yeah, the new Borderlands is coming out next month.
I know. That's why I figured I'd get stoked for that. Play this for 2 weeks until fucking Elden Ring comes out.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to play the new one.
I'm not sure either.
I'm going to wait until it's $20. It seems like I'm not really clamoring for something to play, nor do I have a lot of time to play it. So
it's not even that for me. It's just I played a lot of Borderlands, and I played the fuck out of Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played Borderlands 3. I've never played the DLCs. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to play it or if it's going to do something that's different enough to make me want to play it. I did see that they took like a more, or from the gameplay I saw, it looked like they took a more BioShock type, where like you have a spell or a power
you have
and
a spell
gun
instead of a grenade.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was just like you load them both in each hand or if it's.
You get guns, spells, and apparently they drop melee weapons too now, so you can get like crazy melee weapons.
Yeah, they probably took the base of the new game and put it on that so you can get.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be fun. I don't know. I'll see how this one plays out, see if I liked it. I love how she calls them skelly men. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's a great DLC. Like, it's worth playing for sure. I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see what the reviews are like for the new Borderlands, and
yeah, I hear that.
if people are like, dude, if you like the other ones, you'll fucking love this. It's way better. I'll be like, maybe.
I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure I will sometime.
That too.
But I watched a couple movies. If you guys want to hear about these,
Yeah, let's go.
I watched Iron Sky: The Coming Race.
Is that the one with the Nazis on the moon?
It's the second one.
It's the sequel to that.
The sequel, bro. It's got Lizard Hitler riding a T-Rex on the dark side of the moon in a converted Nazi base. How many times can you say that?
I think I saw a movie exactly with that same
Damn it.
premise. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. They go back to Earth. It's been destroyed in the first movie. But they're going to inner Earth, where the lizard people live.
That's where we get Lizard Hitler. Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Got it.
It's so stupid. But, I mean, it's a good time. It's a fun watch. And they did the CGI and everything. It looks pretty fucking good. It's sad. But,
Really?
yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
It's worth a watch.
I'm down for a fucking dumb time at the movies. That's fun.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's a good time. Just stop shaking your head for a little bit while you're watching it. And
Is it one of those movies that they make these days where it's like we're trying to make something that's going to be a cult classic? You know what I mean? Like when some movies just try a little bit too hard at that. You know what I'm saying?
I think they just tried to make a silly movie with like all these conspiracy theories just like thrown in there. Like, I don't know. It's yeah. Give it a look. If you don't like it, well, fuck you. It's not my fault.
All right, great advice. If you don't like it, fuck it. It's not my fault.
I watched this movie called Mermaid Down.
Oh my god. Is it like Black Hawk Down but with mermaids?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
No.
It's actually the exact same movie shot for shot, except all the soldiers are mermaids. I'd watch that.
I would.
It's about these fishermen. They go out. They're like, we're going to catch a mermaid. And they do. And they cut her tail off to try to keep her on land. And it's pretty gruesome and shit. But then all of a sudden, this fucking psychologist boards their boat, kills them, and steals the mermaid.
Oh.
And it's just like taking notes on it, seeing what happens as she grows fucking human legs and shit, and then puts her in a home for troubled women where there's a ghost person. And then it gets like, I don't know. It gets silly after that.
You go, oh, that's when it gets silly.
Well,
Yeah,
I thought it was
then
like
it starts to go off the rails.
it was pretty gruesome and shit in the beginning, like gritty, and then it's like, oh, it takes place in this home, and then there's a real happy ending, so I was kind of pissed off. But the first, I don't know, 20 minutes is pretty decent. The rest is subpar.
Those are always a bummer when the movie starts out so strong. It's a half hour in. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Then
this
you're
is
pot
fucking
committed.
awesome.
And then you're like, I got to watch this whole thing. And I'm like, oh, come on, really? Oh, they're going to try to save her from a psychiatry ward? Great. But I did watch a neat one. I'd say it slaps a little bit.
Okay.
Farts more than hearts.
Yeah, there's some heart in it, though.
Well, it's like no one said slappers can't have heart.
You're right. Censor.
Oh, I've been wanting to watch that one.
It's pretty fucking neat.
Really?
It's interesting. It's visually stunning. I like it. It's about this lady who is a censor in Europe or something.
I think it's England.
England, yeah.
So censor with a C.
Yes.
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
She like watches movies and tells them what they have to cut or what the rating will be or if they can't make it at all or whatever.
Sure.
And it turns out when she was a child, she was with her sister in the woods and her sister disappeared and she doesn't remember anything about it. Yada, yada. She sees this one gruesome movie and she thinks it's her sister. So she goes, tries to find this lady, blah, blah, blah. Crazy shit happens. It's pretty good. Give it a look.
Yeah.
I don't want to go
in
in too much, but
Yeah, it's been on my to watch list for a while.
I think it's a Hulu original.
Yeah, it's either Hulu or Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I think it's Hulu though.
Came out maybe last year or this year even. No, definitely 21.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, so it's not like 80s or something like that.
No.
It's fairly new.
Well, some of the footage looks like 80s, like when they're making it look like a movie and shit.
Sure.
It's pretty cool. Go check it out.
All right.
Put that on the list. Well, there you go. Sort of, kind of a slapper recommendation. Censor.
Yeah.
So then let's go ahead and move over to video game news / stuff.
All right. We need to get fucking some type of theme music for that.
Anyway, so the big news this week. Do you guys see that Sony is buying Bungie
Yeah.
Yeah, another acquisition I don't care about.
for $3.6 billion? Just to give you an idea, the Activision sale that happened, I don't know, a month ago, was $68.7 billion.
Well, one's a bigger company and one isn't. I mean,
Oh, I
It's
think
true.
PlayStation got their money's worth. I think Microsoft got their money's worth too. But
So I don't have any specific, real rumors this week, but every piece of news I have a slight little rumor to go with it.
ooh, a
Right?
change to the
Mix
format.
it up a little.
I like this.
So for this one, the rumor is that Sony purchased it because they want to start making movies out of Bungie's intellectual properties.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Which, may or may not happen. I guess they're trying to make Destiny a movie or a franchise.
They could easily do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It still blows my mind that they're the Witch Queen or whatever is the new Destiny 2 expansion is coming out. I can't believe people still play that game.
Dude, it sold a lot too.
It's still amazing because, you guys play video games too much and you didn't play it that much.
I played Destiny 2 a lot the first year, but I just was like, I'm not paying for the DLC for the next year. or
That was
whatever.
pre-pandemic.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I liked Destiny 2. I'm not going to say it's a bad game. It's just I got fucking bored doing the same raids and the same what are they called? Strikes over and over and over again to get a new gun I wanted that eventually Xur would sell anyway. So I was like, what am I?
The only reason I was playing at the end was to play the Nightfall strikes, the really hard ones, just so I could walk around with a flaming head. Just stand in the fucking hub and dance. It was so stupid.
Yeah. I get how you can get a year out of that game, sure, but it's been 5 years now. 6 years?
Yeah, it's been way too long, man.
I don't know. Whatever. To each their own.
Yeah.
Speaking of games people are playing way too fucking long, Rockstar finally confirmed that GTA 6's development is, quote, well underway.
Well underway.
They didn't say GTA 6. They called it the next installment of GTA.
GTA 5 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, GTA Online version 2.
Yeah.
God, I'd be so pissed if that's all they did. There's no timetable or anything. They just said that it's well underway, which basically they confirmed that they're working on another GTA game, which everyone knew was happening anyway.
Yeah, silly. Whatever.
But there's a couple rumors going around with it that The first one is that it's going to be taking place in Vice City, like a modern-day version of Vice City, or possibly multiple different cities.
Ooh.
Oh, like a multiverse?
No, same universe, different cities.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
You should pitch that to them because they could use the same map.
Yeah.
And just change, like,
You have a Wild
some paint
West or
jobs.
it's future,
One underwater.
I mean, one of them could be the Red Dead Redemption 2 map.
Yeah.
Why not?
Shit.
Rockstar has not confirmed or denied, but there is a rumor that the new version of Grand Theft Auto has been rebooted several times and that it's way behind schedule.
No.
And that no one's happy with it is the big thing.
It's probably just the same fucking. I mean, it's Grand Theft Auto.
GTA 5.
They kind of peaked at
Yeah.
5. What more can they do with it? Make it look like Gran Turismo when you're driving?
Yeah. I mean, they always say, and part of their thing was, yeah, we know it's been almost 10 fucking years since GTA 5 came out, but they're saying how they put in like they put out some press bullshit that they were saying, we're constantly trying to push the envelope, and whenever a GTA game comes out, it's supposed to be the next step in gaming. So it's like the same thing that fucking Valve was
That's
doing.
what they said
you know
when
what I
the
mean?
PS4 came out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I hope it's good. I'll probably play it. I'm still mad that it's been taking 11 years or 10 years now. Wait, 2013 it came out, right?
I think so. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's still a long time.
And I don't think I'll be playing GTA 5 when it comes out on PS5 unless they do something like they did when GTA 4 came out on PS4 or GTA 5 came out on PS4. They added the first-person view.
You'll play it just for the trophies.
I've never platinumed any of them because they had all those online trophies. If they
Yeah.
take off the online trophies, we might have a conversation. But those online trophies are fucking insane. It's like get to level 100. And if you're just looking, like if you don't want to play online, that's really hard to stomach for that long.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
And then, in another piece of news, Dr. Syintist, your favorite gaming platform, you know what it is?
Stadia.
Google Stadia?
Stadia is being, quote, deprioritized at Google.
It was ever prioritized?
Prioritized over
Well,
what?
see, what's very interesting that you say that is that people, like this is the rumor portion of this piece of news segment. People have been saying that that's just how Google operates because in their management style, in their internal management style, you don't get promoted unless you're working on something new and exciting and fun. So basically, everyone was busting their butt trying to get promotions when Stadia came out, and then when it came out, everyone just moved on to other stuff within the company.
So they got the promotion and left it in the dust.
Exactly.
Which,
I can't
when you
believe
think
idiots
about,
bought this.
How'd they get promoted for that?
well, they got promoted for making it happen, not keeping it.
Yeah.
Right? So the people that are left on the project are just like, yeah, like, I guess not go-getters? I don't know what I'm supposed to get from this news.
I don't know. Whatever. They're just making up excuses to why it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just basically like, everyone else moved on to new projects and no one really cares about it at Google.
Not even the people who own one.
Yeah, I think I might finally cancel it.
I think you should.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that now.
Oh, but you might. A game might come out you want to play.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Like what?
It's been like 3 years, and I put a grand total of like 6 hours
It's
in
been
it.
3 years already.
Do they have the new Halo on it or something? Something you can't play on a PlayStation?
Well, PlayStation has Bungie now, so.
Yeah, but Halo's its own thing. Pretty sure.
Stadia came out November 19th, 2019, so 2.5 years ish. But they're gonna basically, we reported on the news a while ago where they're thinking that they're now gonna try to sell it to other people to use as like
Oh yeah, like
delivery
Netflix
system?
or something.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
you had a
we'll
good
see.
run, maybe.
You still have that
It had
free
a
3-month
run.
service?
I think that expired.
I think it did. We tried to give it away and no takers,
It's a bummer.
which should have been a sign, right? That no one wants to play this. But yeah, so that's the death of State. That's all I got for video game news / So how about we get into the game here? How does that sound?
Let's fucking do it, dude.
Because we are playing a game where we ask the question, can a mildly successful vampire slaying show work as a video game? The answer is
Kind of.
I'd say it was a little bit more than mildly
Yeah,
successful.
it
It was pretty big back in
It
the
had
day.
like 8 seasons, didn't it?
It had Trapper Keepers.
It had 7 seasons. Okay, we're talking about the game Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Chaos Bleeds. It was released August 26th, 2003. Do you guys know what the number one song in the country was?
2003.
August 26, 2003.
99 Red Balloons.
Oh.
The remake, obviously.
No, it's not that. Get out of here.
By Save Ferris.
The song from 8 Mile by Eminem.
Oh, that's a good one.
Solid guess, but you're not close. It is Beyonce featuring Jay-Z, Crazy in Love.
Oh, that is a good song.
Crazy.
Now, the number one movie at the time, you're never going to get, so I'm just going to tell you. And this is one I double-checked several sources, so this is correct. Jeepers Creepers 2.
Dude, that's a good movie.
It's the
It's
number one.
not the number one good movie.
Oh, it was.
It's not even as good as the first one.
I wonder what it went up against
Isn't
on
that
August
guy in it?
26th.
Long?
Justin Long?
Yeah.
He might be.
He is in the first one. I'm pretty
He was
sure.
in the first one, but spoiler alert for a fucking 20-year-old movie. I'm pretty sure he died in the first one.
Yeah.
The second one was the one where it was like the bus
Yeah.
going to like a high school football game,
Oh.
and the cheerleaders and the football players were both in there.
Was against Waterworld and The Postman.
There's no way both those came out the same weekend. That'd be fucking great if they did. The domestic box. We won't get into that too much. And this day in history, 1682, August 26, 1682, English astronomer Edmund Halley first observed the comet that is named after him, Halley's Comet.
Whoa.
Nice.
So yeah, he figured out Halley's Comet back in 1682.
Figured
we did
out.
also figure out that the Earth is round sometime in the 1500s, I think.
I have no idea. I'm not
Long
good with,
before that, but it's
not good with timetables and
Different stories.
such.
people don't believe it now, so.
Yeah, that's
Well,
very true.
Prove it.
Yeah, Dr. Scientist, prove it. It was released for Xbox and PS2. It was developed by Eurocom Entertainment Software, published by Vivendi Universal Games. It is an action beat-em-up written by Christopher Golden and Thomas Nagaski, who have these. I looked these guys up because I was like, maybe we did another game of theirs, maybe we'll check it out. It turns out they are the guys to go to when you have a property and you want to make either a video game or a comic book out of it.
Oh, yeah?
Like, these are those guys that do that second-tier intellectual property.
So do we do
You know what I
anything
mean?
with them?
They did a shitload of Buffy comics. They did a shitload of other, like a lot of comics, a lot of video game writing, just not like movies or TV shows. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing we did, though.
The companion piece. No, I didn't see him do anything we did.
Maybe they're just Buffy fan people.
They did a lot of comics. I think it was a situation where they're writing the comics and they're writing these other stories. Tell them to write the video game. We're not doing it. We write the show.
I got a question before we start this.
Sure.
Were the voices the real actors?
No, they couldn't have been.
I think maybe one or two, not all of them.
Allison Hannigan's wasn't the
No.
voice.
No, that actor was great. I couldn't tell if Buffy was, though.
I think, the guy who plays Xander, Nicholas Brennan, I think he was in it. I'm actually checking right now. I picked this game. While I look at this, have either of you guys ever watched Buffy or Angel or any of those?
No.
I watched the original movie.
Yeah, the one with Kristen Swanson.
Yeah, and Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great fucking movie.
It is. It's classic. I was going to watch it now, but it's only for rent.
What?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, this is crazy. I'm looking at the cast of the game. It looks like half the cast came.
Well, I don't even know who half those characters was. Is Eliza Dushku the other spoiler for the game? Or
Kind of, yeah. Sounded like her.
But I mean, is that who played the character in the show? Is what I was asking.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say I watched all this, and I know a lot of the backstory, so if you guys have questions...
All right.
Well, assume I know nothing.
Yeah, I could see how this would be very confusing, because the game, it brings back people from previous episodes of the show. Like Sid the Dummy,
Was he
Ethan
in the
Rain.
show? Was he in the real show?
Yes, he was.
All right. I asked somebody that today. They said they don't remember.
Yeah, he absolutely was. As far as the cast goes, you had Faith, the other Slayer, was Eliza Dushku in the show. She voiced it. Spike, the vampire, Giles, Xander, and Tara. Those were the people that played both on the show and in the video game.
And as we remember, Eliza Dushku also famously voiced Ruby from Wet.
Yes, obviously.
Wow, way to bring it back. One of your favorite games of all time.
It was.
As far as the main gang, the Scooby Gang, as they're affectionately known through self-reference and through the fans. Those are the people that
name.
I know. Well, it's Scooby-Doo, you know.
Yeah, they sell.
I get it.
They have a van.
This was a lot more socially acceptable back in 2002 or whenever Buffy was on, like 98, I think it came out.
97.
Yeah, 97, I think, but whatever.
So in the universe of the Buffy series, they're approximating that this game takes place season 5, somewhere between episode 17 and episode 19.
Shut the fuck up.
I read that in the wiki because of how the people act. They know and who's alive and who's there.
Yeah, because in season 5, episode 17, that was the episode where Buffy's mother passed.
Obviously.
And in the game, they see her
remember
gravestone.
that. We all remember that,
Yeah.
yes.
And then episode 19 was, I guess, spoiler for a 20-some-year-old TV show. Tara is killed in episode 19.
Yeah, but they're
she's in this
surprised
game.
to see her here.
Are they surprised it's here?
I don't know. Let's talk about it. Let's just go into the game.
All right, fine. I'll stop speculating. Basically, the game starts with the main characters. We got Buffy, we got Xander, Spike the Vampire, Willow, and they're at the Magic Box, which is kind of like their hangout, that's like their home base because that's where Giles works and he's their watcher. Well, he's Buffy's watcher.
Mm.
Do I need to explain that? What the watcher is?
It's somebody who watches Slayers.
Yeah, I assume.
And makes sure they're...
It has analogs and all kinds of other things.
Yeah, it's like a mentor or a helper situation. It's a symbiotic relationship between the Slayer and the Watcher. So they're at the Magic Box. Willow finds like a certain kind of sun spell. She's not a fighter in the show at all. She's always doing like magic shit to like fix the situation.
But
everyone's usually...
You could play multiple people playing different characters, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it was randomly. You can. I think the game like took you on that path, and you had to play sections as characters. It wasn't like
that's
you
what
can
kind of
select
I thought.
whichever one you want.
Yeah.
You know, Xander's there killing some. He spikes some vampires, and then a random vampire warns them of Kakistos, which confuses them because they killed him previously
In the show?
in the show. Correct.
Well, yeah, they say that as much.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Well, I don't know if it's an actual character from the thing or if it's...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because there is a game before this.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Yeah, feel free to ask because a lot of these are like fan moments to bring back fun characters from the show that died or whatever. So after the fight, they get back together and they find out that Faith has broken out of prison and that the only thing she was really scared about was Kakistos. So they assume, or they start to think that, well, maybe this is a real threat.
Yeah.
So Faith was a Slayer.
Doesn't like somebody tell him Kakistos will destroy you?
Yes,
Yeah,
that
it's
happens
the
here
random
and
vampire.
Yeah.
at a later part. So the story was, just to give you there can only ever be one Slayer.
How are there two?
Well, when the Slayer dies, the, quote, powers that be, which is a real thing and they go into it a lot in Angel, but the powers that be basically anoint a Slayer. Like there always has to be one, so they will anoint the next one in line,
Like
right?
a prophet in Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. So what happened
like a
was
pope.
Buffy's the Pope, exactly. Buffy was in a fight at the end of season 4, and her heart stopped for like 3 minutes or something like that.
Oh.
So that was the loophole to bring another Slayer into the mix. And then Faith was a Slayer, and she went bad and killed a lot of people and got thrown in prison. And that was like the end of her storyline.
Mm-hmm.
She does come back in Buffy a little bit, and she comes back in Angel as well, because Angel feels bad for her because he's like, yeah, I used to be evil. You used to be evil. Let's fix it. But anyway, that's why there are two Slayers. It's a Highlander situation. There can only be one.
Gotcha.
Buffy leaves, and outside she runs into fan favorite character, Sid the Dummy. Sid the Dummy was a vampire hunter whose soul got put into a dummy.
Yeah, a lot like Chucky.
Exactly like Chucky. Oh God, what's his name? Charles Lee Ray? Is that Chucky's
Fuck
the demon or whatever?
That sounds good.
Charles Lee Ray. I'm going with it. I think that's
Sounds right.
awesome. That's an awesome pull. If I just got that, he had also previously died. And now he's back, and he's like, yeah, I'm back. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I'm just here now.
Yeah.
And also, I saw Kakistos. He's also back, so this is real. Like, this is a real thing that's happening. So Buffy goes into the crypt and runs into Kakistos, and he's, like, doing some dark magic, resurrecting the people in the cemetery. And he's like, oh, shit. Either you're going to attack me right now, or I'm going to get away, and you're going to fight all these resurrected people before your mom gets resurrected, because that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That's the coolest thing that happens in this so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They go back to the place where Kakistos died, thinking that maybe they could find him that way. And then another previous character from the Buffy universe, Ethan Rayne, appears.
Ooh.
Who, I never liked him. He had like a half-season arc, I think.
Oh, he's a dick.
He's a dick. He was into like dark magic. He's supposed to be like the opposite of Willow, because she's into light
I was
magic.
gonna say because
like,
she
it's
keeps
a thing.
calling him the chaos guy. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a good dude.
He worships chaos.
we gotta say it like that weird voice. You worship chaos. I don't know. I can't even do it.
No.
All of the Buffy fans, you guys can jump in and tell me all about this, but I think he assisted the principal in his ascension,
Yeah, that sounds right.
which is a whole other thing. I see your face right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. So we'll just keep going. So Ethan Rayne showed up. He throws some like weird little goblins at you, then he runs away, and then other vampires attack, and then Anya gets rescued, and so does Tara. Anya acts like a weirdo because she used to be a demon, so she only gave a shit about demon things. Through some kind of magic fuckery, she became a human, immortal in her human form. So now she has to care about human shit. That's like, well, we need to make money, because if we don't have money, we can't have food. Like, she doesn't get society much.
Okay.
You know? That's why she's a weirdo, but she's pretty fun. Back at the magic shop, they all put it together that maybe this is like an alternate universe situation. It is, but they're putting it together now. Everyone kind of splits for the night because they feel like they're not going to make any progress. Buffy hangs out to protect Giles because he wants to stay back and do some research about why this is happening. And then they get
Giles.
attacked.
Yeah, he seems
They get
pretty
attacked.
worthless.
Seriously.
I mean, dude, his thing is research, man. That's what he does. So when he has to attack or fight, he's not that great anymore.
I don't think he
used
ever
to
was.
be.
I think he's full of shit.
Yeah.
Well, he used to be the Ripper, which we run into later,
Oh, yes.
which is very murdery backstory. But Buffy saves Giles, and then this is where Faith actually walks in with Ethan Rayne. Yeah. So these characters are both on the outs with Buffy, because last time Buffy saw them, Faith tried to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ethan Ray, they're like, we're going to kill you right now. Like, you need to start talking,
They
bud.
seem to hold grudges against them pretty long.
Yes. Well, he's also, I think, dead. And I'm pretty sure he's dead. And
yeah,
he's just back.
I think they said he was before.
Yeah.
Faith was just in prison. She was never dead. Yeah, I don't know if she dies. It doesn't matter. So he spills it that he started worshiping this evil entity being thing called the First.
If I had a nickel.
I know. Supposedly, the First is older than humanity and older than like the concept of evil. So this is some kind of ancient evil, whatever. But Ethan Rayne said, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a bet, right?" And the wager is that Ethan Rayne said, "I'm gonna put my 5 champions, and they're gonna fight your 5 champions."
This is ridiculous.
I know they use the term champion in the show. Like if someone's a champion, they're like an elite fight. Like Buffy and Angel are champions. No one else is.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right. And the First is like, fuck it, this seems fun. So the wager was if Ethan Rayne wins, then he gets all the powers the First, like one baby tier lower than the First. So he'll be pretty much as powerful.
Yes,
and
yes,
I
yes.
think, what does the First get? I don't even remember what the First got.
I don't know, but it seems like
I don't think
not a
it
good
says.
bet for the First
No.
to make.
No, it's not a good bet. So basically, Ethan says, oh, by the way, I signed you guys up for this, and you don't have a choice.
Sweet.
So the 5 he picks are Buffy and Faith, the 2 Slayers, Spike the vampire who now has a soul, so he's not like a dick. Well, he's still a dick, but he's not like eating people. He's not evil. Then they picked Willow because of the magic skills, and he also makes a remark to he wanted the wolf, which was in the TV show that was Seth Green. Which was that'd be awesome if he just walked in like, hey, fucking, let me tell you what, we're gonna get some fucking blankets. You're
That
gonna
would
get
be
cleaner.
sweet.
You need to get in there and scoop up all the brains. But yeah, the werewolf in the show Buffy is Seth Green.
Okay.
He was on the show for like 3 years and then left. So they're like, well, he's not fucking here, so I guess it's you, buddy. And Xander, who is not a fighter in the show, like he kind of fucks around once in a while,
but he
he's
finds
not.
out.
Yeah, and then people find out he can't really fight, and he takes some hits. He's not worthless, but he's kind of just like pushing people away till Buffy can really kill him. That's kind of
All right, he's good at staying alive.
Yeah, he's good at staying alive. He gets a couple licks in here and there, but he's not Buffy.
All right.
He's not a fighter like that. So all of a sudden, they're at the side of Giles' bed. They get transported away. And then right before, Giles spits out, hey, you can kill the first, you need the Hope's dagger. Good luck. And then they all disappear. And Buffy's like, well, fuck you, Ethan. If we're going, you're coming. And she grabs him, and they go to a different universe.
So Giles just knew that off the top of his head.
Well, he knew who the first was.
But, I mean, this is the first he's hearing about it.
I think he knew.
Ethan is the first one to mention the first, and he just walked in.
Yeah, he's read a book.
It's
before.
not uncommon for this show to be like, oh, we have to figure out what they're fighting, and then they do research.
Yeah, but he had no time to do any research.
I'm sure he knows who the first is. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
He's a bookhead.
Yes, part of the thing of being a watcher is making sure your Slayer's prepared, so it wouldn't surprise me if the first was like this massive evil being from ancient times. He's probably passingly familiar with it.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, the only way to kill it is the dagger.
Yeah, it's like me or you knowing about Satan.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows what Satan is. Do I know how to actually kill Satan? No, I haven't read that book yet, but
I don't think you can.
No. So anyway,
You watch Supernatural, you know how to kill Satan.
so they get into this new universe, and Buffy basically has to go and scatter the team. This is just like padding gameplay, I think,
No.
What?
because they all get
She has to go rescue each person first.
Yeah.
I don't know if they call it the Nightmare Dimension or if I just wrote that, but we'll go with that. So the idea is she needs to go find each person, dump this magic potion on their head, and it'll bring them back to the nightmare version of the magic box, and then I guess they'll regroup. So Buffy saves Willow from a theater. She saves Spike from a bar, Xander from some kind of factory. Faith was locked up in a bank safe, and then she also, along the way, found Sid. I don't know how he got in this universe or why, but he's there as well.
He didn't he somehow down the road say he snuck in while they got teleported there?
I think so. He's like, yeah, I
It
just
wouldn't
grabbed
surprise me.
somebody's leg
Yeah.
while you're fucking going.
It's a very common thing for the show to be like, oh yeah, I snuck in the back. Like, I bet you didn't know I could do this magic thing, and that's why I'm here.
How'd
Like,
you
it's
get
always
up there?
explained away. It's like
Wasn't
it's like the
easy.
fucking Simpsons thing. If you can't explain it, a wizard did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back in the magic box, everybody's there, and we get the big info drop, and the idea and the thing moving forward is they're like, well, if we can find the Hope's dagger, we can kill the first, and then Ethan won't get any power. So it's really a win-win for everybody.
Kind of convenient that he keeps the weapon that can kill him where he lives.
I don't think he can get rid of anything.
Oh, you think he's a hoarder?
It's his dimension. And
But someone brought that dagger there.
or was it there the whole time?
No, I'm pretty sure someone.
I'm gonna keep going because I forget where did they get the dagger?
They find it later.
They find it.
Okay, well,
They need
No,
Cassandra.
but they just know it's there now.
They need Cassandra to find
they
it.
know it's in the Nightmare universe.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because why would they put it in this? Why would a being who can transport through multiple universes leave it in the universe where he is? I see what you're
Maybe
saying.
it's in every universe and he can't get rid of it.
Maybe the magic box. I guess is.
That's a huge stretch, but
Is it?
Well, I also think it's very strange because the Nightmare universe is exactly like their universe.
Yeah. Why does he have such a shitty fucking town?
Was there just a date where they said, okay, now this is the Nightmare dimension, and they sent everyone away? Like, who's constructing these new buildings to keep up with the other universes? You know what I'm saying? It's very confusing. Anyway,
Good question.
so if we
All
harp
valid.
on that stuff,
just asking questions.
basically the idea now is they need to find the dagger. They say that the only person that knows for sure where it is a person from history, Cassandra Rain, who actually ends up being Ethan's ancestor who made the Hope dagger.
Out of sunlight.
Yeah.
They say that she'll know where it is, but they're like, well, how the fuck do we bring her back? And they're like, oh, we got to find all her dead body parts, which are also in this universe.
Yeah, convenient.
Well, because he killed her in that universe.
But,
and scratch through only 5 different body parts around.
He also could travel to other universes.
Yeah, he could do a lot of things.
Anyway,
They start with the eyes, which are at the morgue of the Sunnydale Hospital. I thought it was hilarious that they found like a jar of like 90 fucking eyes.
Yeah.
And they're like, here they are. I'm like, are you sure? Are they all her eyes? Or do you just know which eyes are? I'm getting stuck up on details. So
Yeah.
then you go to the hospital. Buffy goes there, and you play like sections as Sid the dummy, and even Sid kills a bunch of ants. This is the classic like, I have a cohort who can fit in other places.
Yeah.
So you throw them through the window. They do their thing. They open the door. Eventually, you just get through the morgue. You get all the eyes. It's just the jar of eyes. Ethan starts some kind of ritual, and the first just shows up just to shit talk.
Yeah.
Just to shit talk. There's no other reason.
He's like, I didn't think you'd get this far. You suck.
Losers. I guess that's the move, right? You're kind of, the first has got to be pretty bored if it's existed forever.
Yeah.
Like, why not play this game? Like, oh God, this game again? Why not? Yeah, pick your best five.
Well, it takes
loser.
thousands of years for him to gather the power to do this, even.
That's true.
From what I understood.
Yes, and yeah, to coalesce or whatever they use the term. So the rest of the group splits up to get the rest of the body parts. Xander goes into the school and fights through there and gets Cassandra's arm. And he is in the show like the fast talker, joke. He's the comedy relief.
Yeah.
And that also kind of ties into why he can't really fight.
Gotcha.
And he won't, like, the game overdid it. He wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Seriously.
Like in that cutscene movie.
Why are these people always talking to themselves? Like they're...
I understand it would be cool if they did it as some kind of like nervous tension, but he just kept saying the same catchphrases over and over.
Well, Willow does it like very nervously.
Yeah. Well, she's very
Twitchy.
Her character's
and shit.
very timid and twitchy in the show. And so Faith goes to some kind of, I don't know what it is. I think it's like a construction zone, mine or something. Quarry? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
She actually runs into Kikistos and has to kick his ass because apparently in the story, which I had completely forgotten, Kikistos killed her Watcher.
Oh.
And then in the store in Buffy, her Watcher was killed. She got a new Watcher who was a guy by the name of Wesley. And then Wesley, by this point, had left with Angel to go to Los Angeles and start the show Angel.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking thing. I'm really surprised about how much of this show I remember because it's been a decade.
Was the first ever mentioned on the show?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know if they ever actually fought him.
I assume they were talking when they said first. It's like, oh, the first vampire. That's who I thought. Like,
There is a storyline I'm vaguely remembering about the first vampire and the first. Maybe they did at some point.
But the first vampire and the first are different.
I guess maybe.
I'll tell you, to be completely honest, I don't really remember what happened in the first couple seasons. It really started kicking in when the big high school rumble went down at the end of season 3. That's when I started remembering it.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, all right, keep going.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah, that's a fun story in itself because they aired the first part of the 2-part finale they'd been building up to all season, and it's actually a great season of television.
Yeah.
Building this up because the principal was going to go through ascension and become the super powerful
Let me guess.
being.
They did the first part, and then 9/11 happened.
No, but you're very close. Columbine happened.
Oh.
And since it was so much violence at a school, they shelved it for like 9 months. So you're on like a cliffhanger
Nice.
of part 1 of the episode for 9 months. And then they showed it and they started airing the next season, like the next week or whatever. But I remember friend of the podcast, I distinctly remember this must have been like 96 or 97. Friend of the podcast, Vinny from the Retro Grab Bag Show. Shout out, Vinny. Big Buffy fan from way back. And I distinctively remember him bitching about this in 8th grade or 7th grade. Like, I remember him bitching, like, no, I gotta wait fucking 8 months. This is bullshit. I can't believe they're not gonna show it. And he was losing it.
That's funny.
Losing it. Oh, good times.
I don't know. This show must have missed me by a couple of years.
I wasn't into it till like 4 or 5 years into its run. I didn't start watching it because Vinny wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. I'm like, fine, I'll give it a try.
I never watched it, but one guy in our group watched it and used to talk about it all the time, and it was kind of annoying.
I believe
Yeah,
it.
and that was part of the fans were a little rough with this. Plus, it was like
Was he a fry?
Yeah.
this show had a rabid fandom that brought it back from cancellation, but it was also a big benefit from the show was it was released on DVD and you could watch the whole season. Like, this was when that was starting to happen.
Yeah. Like
So
when they
that
started
gave it,
putting
like,
Simpsons on the DVDs.
Yeah, Simpsons on DVDs. The same thing happened with like Family Guy. Like
Yeah.
that got put on DVDs and like came back actually.
All right, so they got the second part.
Yeah, got the what was he get? Faith got a leg.
Yep.
I like how
She
they're just
kills
like, they look like
Quisquistos.
mannequin legs too.
Yeah.
So then you play a Spike in the defunct initiative base, and I'm not going to go into what the initiative
That's
is.
fine.
Yeah.
Think of it as a soldier organization that fought like the same shit Buffy was fighting,
Makes sense.
but a bunch of well-funded
Kind
soldiers.
of like
So-
the Men of Letters.
All right, don't be bringing other fucking stupid shit into this.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, imagine.
All right, I'll piss.
Yeah,
while
that's
you guys,
enough. That's
while you
enough.
guys talk
That's
about
good. Okay, the initiative. Okay, the initiative. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but they're more like bro-y soldiers. They're not like
Oh, okay. Not smart.
old-timey.
It's an
fighting.
army.
Yeah, it's an army. It's an army, and they were like on the college. It was. I didn't care for this part of it, but eventually they all get murdered, and then Spike has to fight Adam, which was like a Frankenstein monster that the initiative created at the end of them, and then he ended up killing a bunch of the initiative. It's a whole thing. But anyway, Spike kills him and gets the leg. Then we go to the Sunnydale Mall. We play as Willow. She has to. There's a great moment where she has to get money to give to a vampire to tell her how to get a modem so she can break into this place. And then he just has the keys to the computer store to get the modem.
Yeah, gives him all this money just to get the modem. Yeah, she is so emotionless in this too. That's
also
amazing.
as you can tell, that wasn't Allison Hannigan.
Yeah.
No.
Well, this was also before, like, she was on this show and she was in like American Pie and she was in some movies here and there, but her profile was really raised from How I Met Your Mother, which I don't think it aired yet.
I didn't even know she was on that show.
Yeah, me neither.
Really?
Yeah. Never watched an episode of it.
I didn't either, but I know it doesn't. Anyway.
Whatever.
So, guys, it's almost over. Like, we're pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wants to finish, is what he's saying.
Willow runs into evil Tara. Tara was her girlfriend who turned evil in the show. Like, they were together. And I don't remember if she turned evil. I think she was evil and then came back and then someone... Whatever. Tara dies in the show.
Well, this is the alternate version.
Yeah,
anyway.
they said it was an alternate universe version.
Okay, so she died in the show. She wasn't dead by the time this game took place, so it's really awkward timing that she found evil Tara, and then like an episode later, she's actually dead. Doesn't matter. She leaves behind an arm. She takes the arm. Willow has the arm. So now we're playing back as Buffy. She's fighting her way through a zoo, kills a bunch of zombie gorillas, of which she would never have a chance again because they're like
Gorillas.
800 pounds heavier than
Yeah.
her. And gorillas that rip people's arms off. But anyway, whatever. She kills a bunch of zombie gorillas. And then she runs into the Ripper, which is the alternate reality Giles. I think if I remember correctly, and again, I could be wrong, but I think if I remember correctly, in his past, he was kind of a wild card who killed a lot of people.
Giles?
Yes,
Yeah, he
Giles,
looks like
and that's
it.
why. Well, because that was the bit that they paid off in the show. Like the first
Yeah.
2 seasons, he was this boring bookworm, and then later you find out, oh shit,
He was such a
he's
badass. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a
He was
a
actually
serial
Jack the
killer.
Ripper.
Yeah.
So then she kills alternate reality Giles, gets the torso. They head back to the hospital. They put Cassandra together with some magic bullshit, and they head to the castle, which I don't know where they got this castle. I don't know. They're just at a castle.
Yeah. Well, they resurrect Cassandra, and she's just like, "You got to go to this castle." She like points like it's
Yeah.
right behind them.
Only one person can go, though.
Yeah, and it's got to be a champion. You don't have a champion, but,
But a Slayer's close enough.
yeah, it's fine. You should be.
I
fine.
did like, I did like this moment where she shit on Ethan, her descendant,
Yeah.
and she's like, "I spent my whole life fighting for light, and you're all about dark magic. You're a piece of shit."
Yeah. And then Spike knocks him out.
Yeah, by like pushing him.
Yeah. He's like, "I got this."
Gives him like a solid shove, not even like the move where someone gets on all fours behind him and then you push him and they get knocked over. Yeah, he's knocked out. His body disappears. Apparently the first took him.
Yeah, something.
Something like that, yeah.
Like, oh shit, my boy's in trouble. I'll take him now, not, when he made this wage, whatever.
Well, he took him for a reason.
As Buffy continues fighting through the castle, I just have a note here. She talks shit on bowling.
Oh yeah, I have a note here too. It's like she disses bowling alley. She's like, "I wouldn't be caught dead in a bowling alley."
Yeah, that made me hate her even more.
Like, this is worse than a bowling alley. I'm like, oh, the Midwest is pretty into bowling. He just alienated a lot of people. But kills a bunch of vampires, eventually gets to some kind of large ritual room where Ethan's doing some dark magic shit. You fight him, and then I guess he gets
Well, you get the
consumed?
dagger in there too.
Yeah.
Is that where you get the dagger? Okay.
Yeah, it's a sword actually.
Yeah, yeah. It's a pretty big
It's
one.
not a dagger.
No,
It's a sword.
It's dagger now in sword size.
So I guess you fight the first through Ethan.
Yeah, the first
right?
like takes.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's possessed.
Yeah.
And every time you hit him, the dagger flies, and you gotta
That
pick it
seems
up.
so annoying. Then you got to kill those 3 guys again. And
Oh my god, watching that was like 20 minutes of the video.
I skipped most of that.
Yeah, it did not look like a fun fight scene at all. But either way, you kill him. You fuck him up.
Oh, you don't
and-
kill him because the
No,
first
just
cannot
knock him
die.
out, Yeah.
Well, you don't kill the first. You send. Supposedly, the story is you send the first cascading into multiple dimensions, and it's going to take him thousands of years to basically put himself
Because
back
Cassandra
together.
tells him you can't kill him.
Yeah, she's like, I did that before. He comes back. Just it takes time.
She was very chill about the whole thing. But Cassandra then brings Ethan back to life, basically sacrificing herself.
Mhm.
Ethan wakes up and he says, "From beneath you, it devours."
Is that something in the show?
I don't remember.
I doubt
It
it.
seemed very significant that they didn't talk about it anymore.
Well, maybe it's to the next Buffy game.
Well, I mean, they're on a hellmouth. Like, this is... Everything's coming from beneath them.
It's true. If you're being literal about it.
That's the show's explanation of why all this wild shit is happening in this town in California. They live on top of a hellmouth, so it's like a portal to hell dimensions.
That makes sense.
So, like, if this is evil's going to be concentrated here, so we need the Slayer here.
Gotcha.
So that's why.
Common excuse for things to happen in shows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're just making excuses for shit. So, the rest of the team walk into the castle, and then Sid and Cassandra basically are like, oh, cool, though I guess this is over. Well, we're going to go back to heaven or wherever in the afterlife.
Yep.
Must be cool to just kick it to heaven.
Kick it.
And then that's pretty much it. The gang just gets transported back to the real world.
To Giles in the hospital.
Yep, they're at Giles' hospital bed, and Giles is like, oh, you guys took care of this? Cool. And then I guess Ethan then is apparently crazy?
I don't know. Doesn't he just say Slayer?
He seems like he's stuck in the first castle in a different dimension.
Yeah, he's stuck in that dimension or something.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's it, man. That's where the game ends.
Nice.
So that's it.
All right.
That's the game. We did it. We got through it.
You fucking nailed it.
Fucking nailed it.
I actually own this game, but I don't remember ever playing through it because I think this was like a game I got way, way, way late into the PlayStation 2 life cycle.
Yeah.
When games like this were $3.99 at fucking GameStop, and I
Makes sense.
picked it up in a bin and just never played through it because I was already on PS3. But I do own it, and it's a damn shame it's not going for much money. Real damn. But let's go ahead. Let's wrap this up. Let's
All right.
Do it.
let's go with our final thoughts, and we're gonna start with where did we start last week? Was that Syintist?
Yeah, I went first last week.
Sir Chump Slap. We're gonna start with you.
No problem.
So, would you play the game now that you watched this movie? Did the story work for you? And what score out of 27 stars would you give it?
I would not play this game. First off, it's too old, obviously. I mean, even if they redid it, I wouldn't play it. I wasn't into Buffy. I didn't watch the whole series like some people, but I mean, it's an okay story. Did the story work for me? Yeah, sure it did. Some evil demon shows up. He makes a stupid bet with some guy, you know.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you and your friends have to fight 5 random evil people.
Yeah.
And for what? Apparently to kill it first. Like, why did he even put himself on the line?
Yeah, he could have just stayed
Ethan won
away.
the bet, didn't he?
Well,
His
yeah,
guys
he did.
Yeah.
Ethan technically won the bet, but since the first is dead and spread all over, he can't give Ethan any powers.
Yet.
Correct.
Yeah. So what the hell was the point of it all? The first didn't know this was going to happen?
Well, the point was that Ethan was a dick and made this wager and forced the Scooby Gang into fighting. And they're like, well, if you're going to be a dick about this, we can't have an evil guy running around with all kinds of powers. So now we have to stop this situation we've been dumped in.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So as for the story working for me, I guess it did on a base level. I mean, it's some fucking wager and you have to beat it to beat the bad guy. Anyway, out of 27 stars, I had an 8 written here, but after talking it over, I'm bopping it down to a 6.
Wow.
I mean, the characters were okay. I liked how you had to play with each one and do their own things, but I don't know.
Okay.
It was really just a silly story.
Okay, that's it was silly. I'm not gonna say it wasn't silly. That's for damn sure.
Slap it over to Syintist.
Slap it over.
Let's slap
Well,
it
I am the
over.
one giving it to you. So.
Yeah, give it to him. What are you gonna give it to him? Wait, what are you gonna give to him?
I'm going to give him some questions
All right, go ahead.
Shit.
in the form of an answer. No. So, would you play this? What'd you think of it? And what'd you score it?
Would I play it? No, I don't really like action adventure type games. And
You don't like action adventure. You don't like first person shooter.
I don't know. This one seems annoying. Not my cup of tea.
I think,
Fair.
Dr. Scientist, with you, I believe you when you say you're not really a big fan of first-person shooters, but it seems like, and, not to overstep my bounds, but it seems like if it's good enough or it transcends the genre, then you're like, I'll give this a shot.
Yeah, that'll happen. And this, I don't think, is different enough from.
No, certainly not.
generic
But like
beat 'em up.
BioShock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like BioShock is one that's like a first-person shooter.
Borderlands.
You're like, Borderlands, sure.
Yeah.
I get it.
The story worked for me. I mean, it's about a wager with a demon that you somehow get sucked into.
Yeah. You don't even make the wager.
Yeah. You don't even. The guy who makes the wager doesn't even like you. He just picked you as guys.
I didn't know you could do that. Now I do.
Yeah. Now I'm going to save that for my future when I talk to the demon.
Oh, Syintist, you got to fight somebody.
And it just seems, I don't know, incredibly convenient the way it's all set up. All her body parts are there and just happen to be in the 5 guys they have to beat.
In that town.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I assume this whole nightmare dimension goes across the whole world like it, but
Yeah, right?
whatever. Sid was annoying. All the characters were really annoying. I think every single one of them.
Willow was the fucking shit, dude.
No, the fake Allison Hannigan voice was just,
I loved it. I thought it was great.
oh my God. It was unbearable to listen to.
She had no emotion. She
No,
was just like,
it was like they put it in a Siri and just took away all the emotion. from the
yeah.
voice.
Oh, it was so good.
I guess maybe if you'd like the show and you got a lot of where these characters came from, it would be better. But I didn't, and it's funny that you went from an 8 to a 6 because on my paper I went from a 7 to a 6 to a 5 star,
Exactly.
as we talked about it.
Right?
Yeah,
5 stars, okay.
I mean it's not bad. I mean 5 stars is some decent story games in mine, but I just don't think it did anything special. And
No.
not knowing the characters or caring about the characters. I didn't care about any of them.
Yeah, they didn't go into any detail with
Yeah.
who they were or anything. You had to know, or else you didn't know.
I mean, the most interesting one was Sid the Dummy, and I definitely didn't care about him.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was definitely a situation where if you're a fan, like they assume you're a fan of the series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would have
exactly.
never even known this game existed.
I completely forgot. I own it and forgot it existed until, I should say this was a fan recommendation.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a fan. I'm going to go find the fan and give them a shout out. But anyway, like you were saying.
Yeah, well, that's what I did, 5 stars. Anyway, Poppascotch, as you're trying to find that, I'll stall for time a little bit. Would you play this game now that you own it? Like, you realized you owned it. Did the story work for you as a Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan? And how many stars out of 27 would you give this game? Under careful consideration.
Thank you for asking. Shout out to Subspace Gaming YouTube channel for recommending it.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Would I play it? I don't think I would play it just because it's dated.
Yeah.
The story, I'll say this, the story didn't make me want to play this game, but it kind of did make me want to go back and watch some Buffy.
I almost started watching Buffy because of it.
How could
Yeah.
that? Come on, that game made you want to start watching Buffy.
No, I was like, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
It could,
What good has she done?
I think they
things.
did a good job of getting the feel of the show and putting it in the game. Did it make me want to play it? So we'll finish that. We'll say no, it didn't. It made me want to watch more Buffy. Did the story work for me? I think it's like just a slightly more ridiculous episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is already a little bit ridiculous.
If it makes you want to watch the show, I think that kind of was the point of the game.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You're right.
The marketing.
And then
point,
the more show I watch, eventually I'm going to finish with the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to need more Buffy, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The only way to get it is to get this or this.
It's a never-ending cycle.
Yep. Then I need to watch the show again. I mean, I thought this story was pretty boilerplate Buffy stuff. The only thing I didn't really like about it was like it was very fan service, which sometimes gets to annoy me because it's more of like a, hey, look over here, remember this guy, rather than a like an actual addition to the story where it makes sense. Like if someone in the lore of Buffy dies and then gets transported to the, I don't know, the pillow dimension, And then later they have an episode where they go to the pillow dimension, they run into this person, sure. But this was very much like a fan service. Hey, look here, look at this character. Remember this person? Aren't they great?
Yeah, there was no need to put a fucking ventriloquist dummy in this.
No.
No, it was just because people like
loved
that
him,
character. He was very charismatic, but I get, like, why did it have to be in the dummy? Why couldn't he have just been his original self as a Slayer before they
seriously.
put him in the dummy? Whatever. So, story, classic Buffy style, little over the top and ridiculous even for Buffy. I don't think your guys, even as a fan of Buffy and watching a lot of the show, it fits great within the canon, but it's still not that great of a story. So, as far as score goes, I'm going to give it a 10.
All right.
Well, you got the nostalgia glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's the nostalgia glasses, and
The story might be better if you know the characters better.
True.
yeah, it makes a lot more sense if you know the characters. And just, I mean, it gets a 10 just because they really captured the feel of the show.
Okay.
Something that didn't matter to us.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not even like a factor for you guys. So why would you give it bonus points
Yeah.
for that? So I'm going to give it a 10. That gives us a total score of 21.
Ooh, second highest game this year.
Blackjack.
Just to give you guys a little example, 3 recent episodes where we did 21s. We got Titanfall
Okay.
was a 21 back in September 21. The Suffering that ties that bind, the sequel to The Suffering, was also a 21, which had almost identical scores from all of us. Except you guys, I gave it a 10, you guys flipped the 6 and 5.
Oh, weird.
Nice.
And then Drakengard was also a 21, and that was back in November of 21.
Drakengard had the big babies, though. I don't know how it only got 21.
Wasn't stupid enough.
I guess.
So with that being said, overall, I mean, if you're a real big Buffy fan, might be a fun little thing to add to the canon. If you're not a Buffy fan, no real reason to.
No.
Anyways, so on that note, let's go into our favorite segment of every week, which is Dr. Syintist 90s album Lock of the Week.
Dr. Syintist Flashback 90s Album of the Week.
Yo, that was good. You should definitely clip that and just run that at the beginning again. I don't think Chump Slap ever sang that well in his life before.
Probably not.
Okay, I'll just delete my bullshit I just said. And,
No, make that louder.
Yeah. You need some beatboxing.
okay, I'll throw some beatboxing behind
All right.
it. Anyway, so every week, Dr. Syintist picks 90 albums recommendation, sends it our way, and we enjoy reminiscing the 1 week we did this so far. So anyway, Dr. Syintist, this week, what do you got for us?
Well, I got an album that was released on February 23rd, 1999.
99.
Yeah.
February 23rd, 1999.
It was by an artist who famously lost the final round of the 1997 Rap Olympics and then was discovered that way. And it contains the great lyric, "Women all grabbing at my shish kebab, bought Lauryn Hill's tape so her kids could starve."
That's Eminem.
Yep.
Yeah, of course it is.
Slim Shady LP. I wanted to pick the Marshall Mathers one, but that came out in 2000. I thought I could have sworn it was before that, but
That was definitely Bush era.
yeah. Because but it's a good album. I mean, well, some of it's hard to listen to now. 22 years after the fact. But
Well, 90s rap has a lot of F-bombs.
yeah, and there's a lot of misogyny and other stuff.
Oh,
in.
yeah.
I see his music is described as horrorcore, so that kind of
Is it?
that's what it's on Wikipedia.
Like the
anyway.
Gravediggers?
I guess hip hop horrorcore, because he does talk about a lot of killing people and stuff.
I
But
guess. But
there's other songs too where he talks about growing up in Detroit.
Yeah.
Doesn't he say a whole bunch of stuff about killing his ex-wife or
Yeah,
something
who
like
was
that?
his wife at the time?
And that Stan
What's his
song
name?
where he's killed.
That's not on that album. That's on the next one. That's the one I wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
This album's
This
not
is
bad.
My Name Is and
Yep.
shit. Mm.
It has My Name Is, it has Role Model,
Holy shit.
Brain Damage, Guilty Conscience.
Purple Pills?
No, that's not on it. 97 Body and Clyde is one where he brought his daughter into it and
Oh
had
my
to make the
God,
baby noises.
man.
But it also has a.
I haven't listened to that in close to 20 years.
It's also the. Well, listen to it again this week because
I might have to.
but it has the one where he's like, I didn't mean to give you mushrooms, girl. I didn't mean to bring that song's on it.
Oh, wow.
And the quote that I did is from the song "Come On Everybody," where he does that. It's a good song. He's like, this is my dance song.
I used to like this.
It's not. It's good.
I don't know
he's
if
still
I can
good
get
rapper.
back into it, but I'll give it a shot.
Just listen to it for the week. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to.
Fair enough.
I mean, I enjoyed listening to
Never mind.
Nevermind this week, so
Yeah, for real.
switch it up and go to the end of the 90s and take on another huge thing that it just exploded out of nowhere.
Yeah, totally different genre,
Yep.
but still influential enough.
Absolutely. Before we even get into the next segment, I do want to tell you guys, I found the week that Jeepers Creepers 2 was number 1.
Oh, I'm dying. Actually, now I need to know.
So number 2 was Freaky Friday, who had been on the chart for 5 weeks.
That makes sense.
Number 3 is the movie Open Range, the cartoon one was out for 3 weeks.
So there's nothing out. That's why.
I don't see anything else that has been out 1 week. The movies that had been released the week before were The Medallion, which I think was like
Jackie
an action
Chan.
movie. I don't remember. Was that Jackie Chan?
I don't remember
I think
that,
so.
yeah.
And then the other movie that opened the week before, My Boss's Daughter.
That was Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, yeah.
God damn, you know a lot of these.
I know a lot about movies, but
You see a shitload of movies. But yeah, that was what was going on that week. Anyway, that quick moment aside, let's move into our favorite segment of every week, which is Sir Chump Slaps. Who would win in a fight?
we got this corner versus that corner.
Ding, ding, ding.
Let's get it on.
Damn it. Every week now, we're asking Sir Chump Slap a couple questions of who would win the fight. And we're going to do one with the game we just talked about. We're going to do one in the gaming realm. And we're going to do a matchup from history.
Nice.
So, for the game, the only real serious fight we're talking about here is champion versus champion. Now, knowing nothing about the series, who would win the fight? Faith or Buffy?
Well, Faith looks like she actually has some magic powers. Could she control the dark arts or anything? Or was she just...
I don't remember. She got into some evil shit after she started killing people, and basically her whole thing was she knew she was a Slayer, so she was like, the rules don't apply to me, and she was kind of a badass anyway.
Yeah. I think she would win. From not knowing anything about it, she just did seem like more of a badass.
I think it also would have been safe to say Buffy because the show's named after her, but...
And she did kill the Ripper at the end.
That's true, but I feel like Faith would fight dirty.
And Faith killed Callisto, or Kakisto or whatever, so...
She did.
They both had hard fucking fights.
This is a heavyweight bout.
Yeah, no weapons, I'd go with Faith. Weapons, probably go Buffy.
All right, Buffy fans, we'll fucking get out here.
Yeah, tell me why I'm wrong.
Tell him I was wrong. I dare ya. Second matchup. This is one I'd been kicking around for a little bit, and I always kind of wondered this, and I'd love to get your take. But from from gaming in general,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think would win? Ryu, Street Fighter 2 fame,
Uh-huh.
or Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat?
Liu Kang has fire. Ryu has
Fire.
force, doesn't he?
Well, that's like a fireball.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's like a blue hot fireball. It could be. I don't know. It's
Yeah, I mean, if you
some
want to
kind
look
of
at it as
power.
force, you could, yeah.
Well, if it's fire, well then it's Ryu because it's blue and it's hot. It's hotter than Liu Kang's.
That's true. That's true. That's math.
But
That's
Liu
just how
Kang could
math
turn into a fucking dragon.
He can. He also kills people.
Yeah, Ryu just knocks him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go Liu Kang. I think Liu Kang has more powers. I've never seen Ryu do the fucking bicycle kick across the screen.
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't know their stats. I didn't go this nerdy into it, but I think Ryu's a significantly bigger guy.
Oh, yeah, he's got more body mass.
Like if Liu Kang is their Bruce Lee analog, like he's definitely smaller than Ryu.
Yeah, you're right. Ryu could just do one of those fucking force uppercuts and probably knock Liu Kang off the pit. So,
But Liu Kang fought people who wanted to kill him.
yeah, Liu Kang.
All the time.
Like, Liu Kang killed Goro and fucking Shang Tsung. I don't know.
I don't think there's a right answer here.
I don't think
they're
so
both-
either, but
They're both pretty tough.
I'd probably go with Liu Kang because he does. I think he'd have the speed too because Ryu is bigger. But I'm just going to definitely go with the turn into a fucking fire dragon and bite your body in half. So,
That's true.
or you can drop an old Mortal Kombat game on you.
That's true. He does that.
He does do that. I forgot about that. So that's your final answer?
Yeah,
Liu
I'm
Kang?
going to have to go with Liu Kang. Just because Ryu doesn't have any fatalities.
Yeah,
I've never seen him kill anybody.
As Ryu's dragging uppercutting machines out of the sky.
Yeah.
He's got to
That's
fight the
it.
dragon off. Yeah, you can't.
You're not going to.
But let me ask you this.
Okay.
How many cars has Liu Kang punched?
I was thinking that too.
Significantly fewer, I'd say.
Yeah. He never beat up a car or broke as many bricks as he could, but
That was the dumbest fucking... I mean, it was simultaneously the dumbest and best minigame.
well, you gain life that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good way
And
to get
bonus
your
points
life
on the
back.
arcade.
Yeah.
Punching the fuck out of it. For those of you that don't know, in Street Fighter 2...
It might have been any of them.
Yeah, it was probably two. The one that they came out with like 66 versions
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. As you're playing through the game, beating your opponents, eventually you get to like little break, like little mini game segments, and there's one where there's just a fucking, I don't even know, a fucking Ford Taurus that you beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
And like punch it until it falls apart.
It's good stuff.
Great stuff. Great stuff. So then the last one from history. So this is also celebrities, I should say. And we're going to go with two heavy hitters these days. I really think for the history ones, I was going for people you definitely know. And I know you know these two people. So
Okay.
Taylor Swift versus Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Taylor Swift's a fucking twig. Katy Perry's got some heft to her. She's probably taller too. I don't know. Do we have
I'll look up
heights?
heights,
Yeah.
but you keep.
Do they have arm span?
I'd say she's got weight. She's got more weight to her, right?
Taylor Swift is
Taylor Swift's probably
5'11".
tall. Yeah. Oh, really?
5'11". Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's Katy Perry? 5'7"?
Let's look it
How
up.
about shoe size? Start searching for that.
Oh, Katy Perry's 5'7".
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you didn't know.
That's a 4-inch difference. But I see what you're saying. I just, if you're asking me, I think you should consider Taylor Swift. She's got some, you hear some of those ballads, like she's got some rage back there.
She does, but I'm
And
talking
apparently
like
she's been
purely physical.
she's been hurt by 95 different boyfriends.
Who
So
hasn't?
I know.
But no, I don't know. She just looks like a twig. She looks like she'd be easily snapped in half. But I'm sure she works out and shit too, though.
Oh, definitely.
might
Neither
have
of
a
them are
fucking
like
12
raised
pack.
in bad environments or like places where they'd fight a lot of people or get
Yeah,
tougher.
they're not like fucking $1 Million Baby or nothing.
I mean, I would like to see the fight just because, I mean, they're both performers. They're running around stages while singing.
Oh,
like, they both got
They're
good
both
cardio.
fucking they both have the cardio.
Like, this is going to go to, like, round 11.
Yeah, we should bring back fucking celebrity
Celebrity deathmatch.
deathmatch. Yep.
That's basically what this is. We're trying to pitch that we can come up with the right matchups, so they should
I think
hire
you're
us to
right.
write it.
But I don't know. I'll go with brunette over blonde. Just barely. Just
I like that.
barely.
I
All
like
right, well, there you go. So you picked, in the Faith versus Buffy match, you picked Faith.
Brunette.
Ryu versus Liu Kang, you
Brunette.
picked Liu Kang.
Yep.
And then in Taylor Swift versus Katy Perry, you picked Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Well, let's say somebody had like, I don't know, 15 to 20, 30,000 words of why Buffy would beat the shit out of Faith, and it's not even a question. Where could they send that email to, Sir Chump Slap?
You can send that to Poppascotch at
Hey, there you
I
go.
was thinking the exact same thing.
you can send it to plottytime@gmail.com. I doubt I'd read any Buffy 30,000 words, but I don't know, maybe.
He might be that bored once.
Yeah, you throw a little compliment in the beginning. I probably
Catch him on the right day. He'll do it. But let's say they wanted to get to us faster on the socials about why Ryu is a master of force powers and how he would easily kill Liu Kang and how Taylor Swift actually knows judo. Where could they get to us faster on the socials, Dr. Scientist?
At Plottytime on Instagram, Twitter, and you can stop by the Reddit, the Plottytime subreddit, and talk to us there.
yeah, start a thread.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you. You can also go to plottytime.com, buy some sweet fucking merch that we had to change the logo for legal reasons.
Or the new T-shirt.
Or the new T-shirt that we just put up. We talked in the previous episode about making a T-shirt. We probably should have led with this. We'll lead to it. We'll lead with it next week, where we discussed soaking or derfing
Or marinating.
or marinating. Which, yeah, look that up. That'll be fun. So that new shirt, derfing instructor, certified by Plotty Time, and on the back saying "Ride the Wave." That's available in the store right now.
It's available in a hoodie too, I think.
Well, it will be available in a hoodie by the time this is aired. So with that being said, also you can go to YouTube, like and subscribe there. It really helps us out. But with that being said, we love you. Don't trust Dr. Syintist ever. Play some video games. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.